Hey, what's up, and welcome to Like It Really Is with Maurice. We are back in the building. Goodness gracious, we are back. We're back in the building. So if you can take a moment, right? I know you just stopped in. Take a moment and subscribe to this channel. You will not be disappointed about anything that you hear, you see on this channel. All right. Today we're going to talk about something that's plaguing our world today, plaguing our communities, plaguing our relationships, plaguing our jobs. You know, it's just something that's continuously going on. So this is a part 2 of narcissism. Okay, and I don't know if you guys know what narcissism is. You know, narcissism is a person. Actually, to tell you honestly, instead of me telling you what narcissism is, right? I have something special for you guys, right? Something that can actually help you to really understand, because I can't paint the picture for you. I'm going to have my friends from Psych 2 come in and paint another picture for you so that you can understand exactly what we're dealing with in this world today. And if you find or you see or you sense certain things in people, this will kind of give you that closure, and maybe this person is a narcissist. Now I'm not saying that people, like, there's a lot of people that have egos, right? And you know, I don't want to say that everyone is a narcissist, and I'm not a doctor, psychologist, or anything like that. I am just a person that kind of picks these topics because I know that if we deal with these issues head on, then we possibly can go to the next level in life. You know, as a community, as a people, we can go a lot farther if we let go of some of these things that's plaguing our communities. So once again, I appreciate you guys for coming in and being a part of this platform. So if you just sit back, get your popcorn, let me let Psych 2 explain to you a little something about what I'm talking about. Narcissism, egos, all of this stuff is plaguing our communities. We really have to pull it down. Because before I go to the video, I'm saying this because it's important that we step out of the box and we look at the box. And I think that if we do that as a people, stepping out of the box, I say it all the time, step out of the box and look at the box. I think if we do that, I think that we will go so far as a people, as in these communities, and much more. So listen, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. It's going to only be 11 minutes. It's going to tell you a little bit about narcissism, and we're going to come back and then we're going to get more deep into it. All right, sounds good. Let's do it. All right.
Down upon, ignored, even though that person was in no position to do so, you might have encountered a sign of the signature characteristics of many personality disorders can be quite unpleasant, such as the case of narcissistic personality disorder. Interacting with an MPD sufferer can be confusing, frustrating,
and even hurtful. The MPD individual will often overlook or ignore many of these traits that make them unlikable. Here are 9 signs which may be a result of narcissism. 1. Instead of listening, they're wrapped up in their own opinion. Ever felt looked down upon or ignored, even though that person was in no position to do so? You might have encountered a sign of narcissism. Their perception leads them to believe what you have to say isn't important, so they blank it out. Rather than actively listening and integrating in discussions, they treat all conversations as a platform to present their ideas only, which they think are the only ideas worth listening to. 2. They tend to cheat in relationships. Narcissists feel they're treasures that are too good for anyone. Bring this attitude into a relationship, and you have lightning waiting to strike. Cheating is often a way for narcissists to build their ego. Author Caterina Valentini at Psychology Today says that narcissists are incapable of forming any kind of normal relationship and will wreak havoc in partners' lives. Betraying someone and leaving them in great grief gives a narcissist a rush of power. 3. They constantly need to be admired. If you've seen a narcissist, maybe you've seen that they almost swagger, oozing conceit and arrogance with every breath. They may look like they possess tremendous confidence, but it's not enough. They need constant admiration. The delusion of always being entitled to admiration is why people around them often find themselves emotionally drained. To them, there's no greater rush than being put on a pedestal and worshipped by their fans and followers. 4. They do not take any criticism well. Have you ever commented on something someone said and they lashed out at you? Maybe the reaction was more hostile than expected. They think they're superior to others around them and believe themselves to be infallible. They react poorly, maybe yelling, throwing a tantrum, or with another unreasonable response when they perceive what you've said might be criticism. 5. They exploit others without guilt or shame. Narcissism and empathy don't go hand in hand. Narcissists are unwilling to see the world from the perspective of others. As a result, they're able to exploit others without any feeling of remorse. They can manipulate people to fulfill their own needs without regard for the consequences that their actions may have on others. 6. They belittle others. The narcissist thinks they're the best and brightest, so seeing proof that dictates otherwise, like someone who is more talented than they are at a particular activity, is a rude shock. The response is to make sure that the person is below them, where the narcissist feels most others belong. They try to be dismissive about the other person, to show that they don't really even care about them. And if that doesn't work, they resort to personal attacks. They belittle and intimidate the other person in order to assert their superiority over them. 7. They see themselves as more attractive than they really are. Despite the fact that everyone should feel attractive, there's a fine line between a healthy self-image and being delusional. This line is often crossed by narcissists who believe that they are exceptionally attractive regardless of having any imperfections. The narcissist uses this perceived superior attractiveness to justify to themselves why they're too good for everyone. 8. They gaslight those who are dear to them. Have you ever noticed feeling that you can't remember anything correctly around a specific person? When you're with that person, do you feel a little like you've lost your mind? That's due to gaslighting, a tactic narcissists use in order to manipulate and gain power and control over those around them. Gaslighting is frightening because it's insidious. The manipulation is lengthy and gradual, so the victim doesn't notice it happening, like when you grow taller. The end result of the long-term gradual manipulation is the devastation of the victim. It can reduce the most healthy, confident person down to being a shaking, paranoid shell. The victim no longer believes they know what's real, so they adopt the reality of the abuser, giving the narcissist full control. 9. They put some people on pedestals. Our last sign seems oddly contradictory to the other signs, but it is very logical, and here's why. Narcissists believe that they have to have perfection in everything, including people they associate with. A narcissist will often cozy up to someone higher in status, believing that their perfection will somewhat rub onto them. For example, that suck-up in class who always gets the lecturer's full attention, or the brown-noser at work who barely does any work but gets promotions? Do you or does anyone you know show these signs of narcissism? Tell us which sign or signs you find most helpful and why in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video with someone who might benefit from it. Click on the subscribe button for more videos on psychology and mental health. As always, thank you for watching.
Here we go. Okay, I don't want to mute myself. Okay. All right, so that was very interesting. This is Like It Really Is, and we're talking about narcissism. Yes, yes, definitely, and definitely Trump has a perfect example for a narcissist. Definitely. Hey, Beverly, how you doing? Blessings to you. Thank you for coming aboard. How you doing today? Oh, yes, everything is well. You know, we take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Blessings to you. Blessings. Yes, yes. Okay, so, you know, that was a great example, Barb, of a narcissist. You know, Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, these are narcissists, right? I mean, to the biggest degree, to the highest degree. See, it's one thing to be a narcissist and don't have power, but when you're a narcissist and you have power, that could be a real serious problem. You know, a narcissist with power. You know, everything that they believe or they have in their mind, they project it on you. And there's not really a real way that a person can actually deal with a narcissist, because, you know, sometimes when you tell somebody that they're seeing a problem, they will attack you. And those are some of the things that, you know, that we as a people probably deal with on a regular basis every day. You know, are you at home? Do you have a wife or a husband that is continuously, you know, talking down to you or making you feel less than? You cannot get a word in edgewise. You know, you feel like this relationship is just overpowering. You know, these are some of the signs of that. You know, and we have this stuff going on in the world today. I mean, people, you know, have told me, you know, some things about some narcissists that they know of. And the only thing that I can say to them is to either you stay in the relationship and you continuously get beat on and you continuously allow yourself to be degraded, and there is a whole purpose behind that, because the narcissists, like they Psych said, once they see that you're down in one position, you know, they have you under control. And this is, you know, this is really, you know, what we're dealing with. And so it's something crazy. Listen, if you want to call in, if you've been around a narcissist or you know someone that's a narcissist, give us a call, 917-936-1004. That's 917-936-1004, and we can talk about it, because there's nothing wrong with talking about stuff, talking about things that you know, we go through. All right, and until then, what we'll do is we'll be right back right after these messages, and you guys think about it. Call in, either that or make a comment on the comment section there, and let's have a conversation. Let's begin to have a conversation, because with conversation we can help people. You know what I mean? With conversation we can help people, because there's got to be somebody that's out there that's going through it. All right, listen, I'll be right back right after these messages. All right. That was Burn. Burn is out there and she's doing her thing. Blessings to Burn. You know, I'm just so proud of the people that I've known for years. They've been so successful in their lives, and you know, I just got to give them praise for the stuff that they've been doing through this time. You know, it's hard to start a business. It's hard to become successful, but you know, when you are consistent, you know, there is no height that you can't go to. There's no star that you can't reach, but you have to be consistent. That is the most important thing. Yes, you know, there will be times and troubles and storms and stuff like that, but just like the bamboo tree, right, that can be bent left, bent right, bent forward, bent back, but can never be broken. Okay, and that's some of the things that we got to live by. We just cannot, we should not, and I think we will, well, hopefully we will not allow, you know, the storm to take us down. You know what I mean? All right, yes. Blessings. Yeah, so, you know, before we went to the break, we had a conversation. We're talking about narcissism, and this is Narcissism Part 2. And, you know, wanted you guys to come in, you know, chime in, you know, and kind of give me some conversation about narcissism. This is Narcissism Part 2. So this is a continuation. So if you'd like to call in, give us a call at 917-936-1004 and tell me your story. Come on. Tell me your story. Tell me if you've ran into or if you've run into someone that has narcissistic traits. That's all, man. There's no reason for us to sit back and allow these situations to continuously go on without us having this conversation. Again, this conversation can help somebody. Don't you guys want to help somebody? Is there anyone out there that would like to help somebody with this conversation? Use your situation as information or as a tool to pull in people that are going through problems, and then maybe, just maybe, we might be, or not we might be, but you might be able to find out what it is that you're doing wrong. What do you need to do? You know what I mean? That's right, man. This is Like It Really Is. I am your host, and listen, guys, call in. Oh, and before I keep going, let me just say what's up to my peoples over on Facebook. I see you guys, man. I see Bernard is over there in the building. You know, I appreciate you. Bernard has his radio station. Bernard McNair, he has his radio station over in Newark, New Jersey. Blessings up to him. The name off the top of the head is kind of messing me up right now, but I'll have that for you in a second. And probably he will, if I know him, he'll probably put it in the comments for you. All right, so also want to thank Elaine Allen for coming through, James M. White for coming through. You know, thank you guys. I appreciate you. A lot of people I know for a long time. You know, we've been through the ropes. You've seen me go through things, and you've seen me come through. And, you know, I'm just a soldier. I'm not going to stop. There's nothing that's going to stop me. I'm going to continuously go forward. I'm going to continuously spread the word, spread the good news, try to help somebody, because you know what? When you do good, good comes right back to you. You know what I mean? All right. That's what I'm talking about. We are in the building today. Listen. We're talking about narcissism, narcissistic behavior. Come on, guys. Dial in, call in, 917-936-1004, and listen, tell your story. Don't be scared. 917-936-1004. Or you can tell a story about someone that you know. Maybe there's somebody that you know that, you know, your girlfriend, you know, she's like, oh man, she's got this narcissistic husband, or a guy that has a narcissistic woman. I'm not going to just talk about men being narcissistic. There are women that are narcissistic. That's right, man. Let's get into it. These are some factors that may be involved in the development of narcissistic personality disorders, including genetics, having a close relative, such as a parent or sibling with NPD, may heighten the risk of developing the condition, right? So that means if you have a parent that has, you know, this trait, then it's going to actually pass down to you. Did you get that? Having a closer relative, such as a parent or a sibling with NPD, may heighten the risk of developing the condition. That might take a minute for you to really let that sink in, but that is a great point that's made right there. All right, so emotional trauma, exposure to traumatic events or experiencing abuse, neglect, or abandonment as a child appears to be common among people who are narcissistic. Right? Now, again, a lot of times, we go through stuff. A lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, struggles, and stuff like that. And some people have bad histories, and a lot of stuff going on in their history. Whether it be molesting or rape or child abuse or not being treated right. There's just a whole gambit of things that can play in the balance of this situation of dealing with or having someone in your life that is narcissistic. Now, let me just give you something else. All right, let me give you something else. People with narcissistic personality disorders frequently have coexisting mental health disorders such as substance abuse. Over 40% of people with narcissistic personality disorders use drugs or alcohol. Right? So you can, I'm sure you guys probably can really relate to that, because that really makes a lot of sense. How many people that have an alcoholic problem, drinking problem, or they just continuously do drugs, listen, let me just say this. This does not mean everyone. Okay, this does not mean everyone, because there could be an introvert that's doing drugs too as well. You know what I mean? So an introvert is someone that actually stays home, for those who don't know. All right, so anxiety, people who have anxiety, all right, 40% of true narcissists have an anxiety disorder. Okay? Are you with me? Stay with me. All right, so that means that when you have anxiety, for those who don't know, anxiety is that thing when people just get so anxious so fast, get upset real fast. They don't want to be in a store. They don't want to, when they get in the store, they get nervous, panicky, and then the anxiety starts to come up. Do you know what I'm talking about? Are you with me with that one at least? They don't want to be in the store too long. They don't want to go through this. They don't want to do this. And bomb, explosion. Okay? All right. So, mood disorders. Nearly 29% of those with NPD have a mood disorder, such as depression or bipolar disorder. Right? So these are things that we really have to look at. Because if you are dealing with something like this, then you really need to get the information so that you can actually know exactly what you're dealing with and what you can do in this situation. Some research suggests that narcissists are also at increased risk of suicidal behavior, and they have a higher incidence of dying by suicide compared with other personality disorders. Life stressors such as getting fired from a job or experiencing problems with finances, relationships, or physical health may precipitate a suicide attempt. In terms of physical health, right? People with NPD are at a risk of cardiovascular diseases, gastrointestinal distress, right? And from a behavioral standpoint, they are more likely to have a criminal record, history of violence, and to have inflicted paths of suffering, others on others. So these are just some things that I'm basically trying to put out there, because in order for us to get to where we need to go, we need to know where we're coming from, or where we came from. And it's 2022, This is the, we see what's going on in the world. I mean, it's right in front of our faces. It's real simple. It's right in front of our faces. If you can't tell what destruction looks like, destruction is similar to what we're going through in New York City, right? Where everything, the whole familism, everything has gone down the drain. People are shooting and killing and, stabbing on the trains and doing all of this stuff. We really have to begin to, and it's not just only the person that's a narcissist that suffers. If it's a female, the man suffers. If it's a male, the female suffers. So, I mean, it's a large gambit, man. It's a lot to get into. It's a lot to talk about, but it's important, a lot of times guys tell girls, yeah, you ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna be nothing when you leave me. You ain't gonna be nobody when you leave me. Just like the guys on the site there, the video they showed you guys, that sometimes people will do stuff like that. Yeah, they will do stuff like that. They will make you feel less than, make you feel like you are not important, your life doesn't matter, and what you say don't count. And, they will take control of your life. But see, me, I think personally, if we learn about these things, right? If we learn about these things and know that is a possibility that these kind of behaviors can come up, I think that, and then we try to work with our spouse and try to make things a lot better, right? By doing certain things. And what I tell people is, if you want to fight something that's inside of you, right? It takes practice. You have to practice. So every once in a while, and you feel that you feel like that those traits that I just told you are coming up, you have to know your literature in order for you to be able to put two and two together. So you look at your literature and you measure and you say, wow, you know what? That's me. That was me just now. Right? And then this is internal work. If you know that's you inside, then you have to work towards changing. And if you want to continue to have healthy relationships with people, you have to work on changing. The world doesn't revolve around you. It doesn't. It doesn't revolve around you. And you really have to understand that. That's so important, and that's the key. It's so much that I could talk about with narcissistic behaviors and stuff like that. But you know what? I'm gonna give you a chance. You guys out there in YouTube land, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to come in and chime in and say what you got to say, because I'm saying too much right now. But that's all right. That's what I do. I'm the talker, just for now. But anyway, listen, enough of that. We'll be right back right after these messages, so stand by. All right. Blessings upon blessings upon blessings. You already know what it is. Give us a call, 917-936-1004. That's 917-936-1004. Let's talk about it. Narcissism. Beverly, yes, that is definitely true. She says, if a narcissistic person doesn't realize that some of these categories fit them, then what? Okay, so when a person takes this kind of a, well, let me just put it to you like this. I'm thankful that you asked that question. And here's one thing that I would have to say, right? There's a test, right? And I'm going to, you know why I'm stuttering right now? You know why I'm stuttering right now? Because that question right now, it just said, if a narcissistic person does not realize that some of these categories fit them, then what? Okay, so let me shoot off of my head and say that a lot of times when people have disorders, when you try to approach them, they will deny it, and sometimes they will get mad. Right? They will get mad. They will lash out on you because it's like, what do you think you're doing? You know? Now, when it comes down to a relationship, right? You have to be able to communicate, and that means sitting down and having a conversation. Now, yeah, that might be hard, but that is probably where you will want to start. Is because if there is no communication, then jumping over that and trying to go into or saying something about them, or calling them a narcissist, that might not end too well. So if there is no communication, I think that the first part is to actually start to have some communication. That means, like, even if it's like, once a week, let's sit down and let's have a conversation. Let's talk. I have some things on my mind that I really want to talk about. We've been together for this long amount of time, and I love you dearly, but I'm starting to see some things. I'm starting to see some things in you that's not making me happy, and it's not making our relationship happy. And then a narcissist will probably come back and say, well, I see some things in you. I see some things in you that I feel that is not making me happy. Well, then, you know what? Let's take the time and let's look at some of the things that I'm not doing to make you happy, and let's look at some of the things that you're not doing to make me happy. Right? And let's try to work this thing out. See, I don't think that you, in order to help someone, you cannot just throw that narcissist word in their face. That word is for you. That word is for you. But you knowing that you know the word, and you know where it comes from, and you've read the diagnosis and you've read the treatment, you know in your mind what has to be done as far as the treatment is concerned, right? So that's where you do your research. You go start to read and you start figuring out different things. Everything that they write is not for you, because they can't really tell you how to handle your life. Some people really have not experienced stuff, and they figure they write stuff, and they don't really know. But you pick what works for you and you work that. You make that work for you. We do showcase people's music on this platform, and if you have any kind of music, or you're a singer, dancer, or whatever, please subscribe to my page. In order for people to change, you have to practice that change every once in a while. Where that you lack thereof, you have to look at it and kind of fix it. You don't just do the same thing over and over again. Identify with it. You can even, with your spouse, make a little signal. Say, cuckoo, and that will give them the hint that maybe they going cuckoo and you driving them cuckoo, and maybe, and so it's all about communication. And if you don't have the communication, you don't have the wherewithal to even talk, that's the problem right there. Right? So we have to, in order to figure these things out, we have to figure ourselves out first. Right? It starts with you and ends with them. Right? And a lot of times, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, they sometimes kind of don't change. And you might have to change your direction, because if you continuously feeling this, oh, I feel like he's making me feel like crap, he's making me feel like this, or she's making me feel like this, who continuously does that? Who continuously does that? We got to work that things. We got to work those things out, people. This is, I mean, it's so much that has to be worked out in this world. You know, the things that we're going through. There's so many things that have to be worked out, and I don't even know if what I'm doing here is going to help everybody, but maybe it'll help one person. Maybe one person will say, you know what, this brother said something, and you know what, it's kind of, you know, I'm feeling that. You know, I'm feeling that. I like where he's coming from. You know what I mean? It's only right, man. It's only right, man. Listen, this is not a game. This is 2022, and things are different right now. And you know, we just have to go along with the progress. You know, go along with the progress in the process and try to make it right one more time. You know what I mean? Making it right one more time, man. We could do this, y'all. We could do it. We just have to listen. You already know. Listen, I have some videos. The video that's coming after this one, I'm hoping that you guys check it out because it's going to be lit. Go to some of my other videos and check it out. You know, I speak my truth. You know, I'm not going to say it's the truth. I'm speaking my truth. I've been through things in my life, and I've survived. I've made it through. Am I a happy camper right now? Am I living up, you know, having all? No, I'm right here. I'm right where I need to be. Are you where you need to be? Because being all the way up here and trying to make people feel like they're down here, what are you getting out of that? What do you get from that? If you are a narcissist and you're listening to this show right here, and you know you're a narcissist, or you have a feeling that you're a narcissist, listen, there's certain things that we have to do. Go back, take a look at what I talked about in the show, and then say to yourself, well, you know what? I think I got a little some of that stuff. I think I got a little some of narcissism. I'm gonna take that home with me. I got a little narcissism in me. I just ain't right. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Don't continuously think that people are going, they don't see it. Don't think that it's not going to ruin your relationship. Some people, they don't even care because they got other relationships on the outside. So they don't really care about the relationship sometimes on the inside. They feel like it's already done. It's already done. That's how they feel. So then you got to make the move. You got to make the move. You got to be the change that you want to see. How about that? You got to be the change that you want to see. All right, listen, y'all. Listen, have a great evening. Have a great week. Have a great, you know, just a great time, man. In life is too short. Life is too short, man. Let's get it right, man. If not for us, for the next generation, man. Let's get it right, man. Anyway, listen, this is Like It Really Is. I am your host. Thank you, Beverly, for being. She's the mod. She's always been here. Barb, thank you again. And that's about it, guys. I think I've done it. I think we've actually done the show. And I'll see you guys, like I said, at that time. And that's about it. Have a great evening. And I'm out. See you next time.
Hey. Salute, kids. Always. Always thankful and grateful. Let you stay blessed. You heard? I'm so blessed. So are you. Yeah. I love myself. I love my life. I love my kids. I love my wife. I'm positive. I try to do what's right. I respect darkness, but rather live in light. Yo, I love my fam. I love my mom. I love my community. I love God. I love unity. He died for you and me. I always be thankful and grateful. Wouldn't you be? Sing it, Queen.